All righty then. Welcome everybody. It is Friday, June 11th of 2021, and this is the TRC Telemarketing and Sales Training Call. I know that I have a whole bunch of people that wanted to get in queue here today, and I'm going to take the names that aren't always at the front of the line first, so that we give everybody an equal opportunity here. And I know that Desi, you had sent me some stuff. Let me just get to the right email all, and we'll get after it. Desi, you there?
Yes, I am. And hopefully Vivian is also on the call.
Okay, Vivian, are you with us too? Make sure you unmute your mic. Let's see. We are only 1 minute past, so we'll see if she comes.
Okay.
I hope so. I'm here too.
Okay,
Excited to hear it.
Hey, buddy, how are you?
Doing well.
Good. Okay.
Yeah, she said she was getting on the call, so she should be here pretty soon, if not already on.
If not, I'll come back to it. What email did you send those to? I know I saw it.
Danny at the Griffin team, the classroom, I think.
Okay.
Oh gosh, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay, well, that's the one I'm looking for. So let me just see. Desi. Listen to that little baby.
You could have listened about 10 minutes ago when she was screaming her head off. That would have been way more fun.
I love it. Friday call. Are these old?
So I sent it to Danny.Griffin at the Realty Classroom.
Yeah.
And it's just named, Friday call.
Yep, I got him. Found him. Okay, so we have Francisco, David, and Felicia. And so let's just get rolling. And Vivian needs to get here. So here we go.
I emailed one too, Danny.
Okay, pal. Yep, I got him. I'm going to go through the list, Grant. I just want to make sure I'm getting everybody who I typically don't have. So let me go. Here we go. Here's Vivian.
Hello? Yes, may I speak with Francisco? I am Francisco. Hi, this is Vivian Bills. I'm calling from Compass Real Estate. And I was calling because I noticed your beautiful home online didn't sell. And I just wanted to send you something that'll help you sell it next time.
Good.
May I do that?
Oh, you're actually trying to contact my father.
Okay. So this is not his correct number?
No, unfortunately.
Okay. Well, I do appreciate your time.
All right. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Ooh, get his number. Yeah? No?
Vivian is on the call. I was kind of thinking the same thing. He seemed like he might have been willing to go.
Oh, well, we didn't even ask. That's a real problem, right? I mean,
I realized that after I hung up.
Yeah, no problem. It's probably just, beginner jitters and you're not thinking, right? But because the first part of the call is technically perfect. I mean, it's just smooth, it's good, it's, everything that I would ask for. So then we're having trouble with this. We're going to hear from Karen today too. And Karen and I are really trying to work on that second beat, Vivian, right? So what's happening is we're getting through that first part, which is very memorizable and very robotic. So most of you that are pro telemarketers or have telemarketing experience are getting through that very easily and smoothly, like you just did. So it was great. But as soon as you got to that next part where you realize you don't have the right data, you had a problem. You follow me?
Danny, there's a lot of...
Yeah, I know. I'm going to mute everybody. Okay, guys, I'm muting you all. Okay, so Vivian and Eli and Desi, come back in and unmute yourselves, please. I had to mute everybody. Too many people coming in without, unless that was one of you guys, which is fine. So I don't know if that's, yeah. Okay, so do we have Vivian? You're the most important one to me.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, so Vivian, so it's just a matter of us, coming to the point where we just lose our mind for a second. Just think, right? Because a lot of this is all about the data, right? Does that make sense to you?
Right.
Does that make sense? Sorry, if that's Vivian's mic, I'm just trying to Vivian, I just muted a mic because it looked like it was maybe yours that was making the noise. So I muted you by accident.
It probably is. We're traveling and we're going to be parked here in a minute.
Got it. It's all good. It's all good. As long as I know it's you, no problem. If it was somebody else, I wanted to kill it. So look, it's just. Can everybody hear me okay? All right, hold on. I can't hear you at all, Autumn. So is everybody else hearing me okay? Or is it just Autumn's mic?
I can hear you, but it's noisy.
Yeah, well, that's her. Yeah, I don't think it's me, Autumn. You better check your mic.
It is Annie. I can hear everyone else perfectly, and you are very quiet.
Okay, you sound like you're to me, you sound like you're in a tunnel. So, Vivian, can you
Yeah,
hear?
we're hearing that. We're hearing that too. We're hearing like tunnel when you start talking.
Okay,
But it's when, yeah, you hear it the whole time.
hang on.
I can hear you pretty well.
All right, hang on. Let's see. Let me change the mic. Hang on.
I can hear you well too.
Yeah, hang on. Thank you. I can switch the mic though. Hang on. Autumn, how about now?
Now it sounds normal.
Okay,
Yes,
all right.
right.
There we go. You sound distant though too. So when I come to you for comment, just make sure you get a little closer to your mic or whatever. All right. So I thought this was good. I just think you forgot to be human again. And Karen, you can, this is going to resonate with you from last week, right? It's just that we get to that beat, that spot that's more intuitive. What I would tell you, Vivian, is you have to think like you're in full attack mode to get to the ultimate goal, which is finding the right person, finding out whether they'll accept the information, and finding out whether it's an appropriate time to book the appointment. That's the whole thing that you're trying to learn to get. So Autumn is actually mentally a very good researcher. So it's not that we want her or you or Karen or anybody doing a lot of research, but we do want some pursuit. And so you get here and it's almost like, what happened to you? Tell me in your own words as you listen to it. What happened, do you think?
So when I got to that point and he said it was his father's number, I felt like at that point I was disturbing him. And then after I hung up, I was like, oh, maybe since he was talkative, I should have asked for the number. I do have him in for a call back this week. I think this weekend, to see if I can get his father's number.
Oh, there's no waiting. There's no waiting. See, this is all that apologetic brain. You're interrupting every single person you're calling. So get over that piece of it, right? Every single one of these people you're interrupting. None of them said, hey, call me. Follow? None of them. The leads. None of them said, hey, call me. So you're interrupting every single one of them. So get that bad thinking out of your head, right? Once you get somebody on the phone, they are a means to an end for you. Right. And again, we're of service. There's no doubt about it, but they're a means to an end. You're just moving yourself forward to them. So you like, I hear that. And even though you have a background in telemarketing, this happens to telemarketers for some reason in the beginning when it's something new. You are bugging everybody. So you better be of value and of service to them. Right. You have to have an item of value, which in this case is the information. You have to learn from Desi, Eli, and myself. And Desi, that's on you probably more than anybody, to make sure that she gets a package from you guys. She understands the value and she understands what Eli's going to talk about when he goes in there. There needs to be an attachment. Vivian needs to be very attached to that.
Right. And I
have that packet.
But maybe we do need to go over exactly what it is Eli is going to be talking about.
100%. He should give her a presentation over Zoom.
Okay.
Yep. He should give her a presentation. Yep, for sure. Because what happens is Autumn is very good at selling me once we're past the formality. The formality is, hey, I saw your beautiful house online, or circle prospecting. We have a lot of folks, we have a whole team of people that work for Josh Gartenbaum out, in the Philippines. And it's the same thing. There's a formal part of this, right? Hey, here's who I am. Here's why I'm calling. Here's what's in it for you, right? You have to be of service. Oh, by the way, were you thinking about buying or selling soon is essentially the beat, right? So but you're trying to be of service, fulfillment, all those things we talk about on this call, and then get there. But once Autumn gets into that intuitive part, she knows what it takes. So when she tells me I spent an hour on the phone with Jerry or Bob, that's well worth my time and hers, because what she's doing is she's really softening so that when I land there, my job of talking about the package of information, that's not her job, and she knows it, and she doesn't even try to do it. Yep, he's got a system, and this is what he does, and he's really going to benefit you, and you really should let him in. Well, we just listed a 1175 and soon to have an 899, within the next 24 hours, I hope. There's $2 million this week. Before that, it was 1.6. And all of those people were closed in the intuitive moment and the follow-up moments that were more intuitive, more relational, right? And so that's what it sounds like when a prospect is at the hottest and then needs to be tipped to client. So we have to remember, Vivian, that's what we're after ultimately, right? So just be connected. Right. You want to be connected to you want to be connected to the entirety of the process. You want to know how Desi and Eli get these leads for you. Want to know how they arrive. And that's actually a problem in this group. A lot of people are getting these leads. I know Maxie and Russell for a long time were getting leads and nobody was looking at what those ads said. Nobody was experiencing the consumer so that we can be empathetic when we're there. But if you don't understand and know what Eli's going to do, then you can't really attach the value of his meeting. Then it becomes still too robotic. So the first thing is, Vivian, this is the robot calling. And the reason I'm calling is because we saw this context that you had and we have this good stuff for you and we want to send it out to you. Would that be okay? Well, what is it? Well, it's really good stuff to help you sell your house the next time. Well, what is it? Well, it's 5 or 6 of the properties that sold around you so you can see what the money was buying and a copy of Eli's plan that he customizes for his clients. That's the segue. Okay, sure, send it. Wonderful. Right. Can I confirm the address is this? Yes, it is. Great. I will call you next week to make sure you got that valuable information. Now, one of the things I'm saying to people, since you're having some trouble getting people back on the phone, what day is best for you next week? What time is best for you after they say yes? If you're having trouble getting these people back on the phone and that's your complaint to me, then you better start asking and booking a more formal time to call back. What would be a good time to make sure this valuable information arrived in the mail? That's all of you. Right? I want everybody. If you feel you're not getting enough people, book an exact time or a clear, area when they'll be there and have them commit to it. Because we don't want to fall in love with a yes to information being sent out. We want to fall in love with a real opportunity because there are plenty of them and you don't need a lot of them to be wildly successful. So it's okay if you're not getting those prospect follow-ups to answer. Well, I gave the package out and I never heard from again. No, that's on you. But the way that you do it is you really know the value of that package and say, look, the stuff is really good. It's actually what he customizes when he goes to the house, right? And great, super. Call me next week. Yeah, Tuesdays are usually good for me. Awesome. Now, instead of calling the busy, guy or gal Monday, you call him Tuesday because that's when they said to do it, right? So they've co-created a follow-up situation with you. That's something new. We haven't talked about it, but I'm hearing too many complaints about it. And there's a solution to try. Next, when you know that that good stuff that's going out is really Eli, Danny, Gail, anybody, our best stuff for free on what to do. In other words, Vivian, they could do it by themselves if they knew how, right? It's what to do. You want to follow a formula. You want to follow it 1 through 7. You want to look at the comps and interpret them and get all this right. Oh, you want to know how to do it? Well, wonderful. What I can do is I can have Eli come out and he'll give you what he believes you should do, how to do it with his plan. He'll begin to customize it for you. And there's no obligation. Eli's great. He's a really good consultant. He's going to talk, he'll walk through the property and he'll give you some suggestions. He'll give you an update on the market and he'll tell you what's happening for competition. We just want to get in that dialogue of what that value is. What's this guy really do in the house? Otherwise, there's a detachment. Des, you good with that?
Yeah, absolutely. I can get it set up.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's go to the next one. David. Here we go.
Paulette. Hi, may I speak with David or Paulette?
This is Paulette.
Hi, this is Vivian calling from Compass Real Estate. So I'm calling because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed that it didn't sell. And I'd like to send you something to help you sell it next time. May I do that?
Sure.
Good.
Okay, and I have your correct mailing address as 1529 Elise Court. Is that correct?
That's correct.
And Paulette, I just want to let you know to be looking for that in the mail in the next week. And I'm just going to give you a quick call back to make sure you got the information, okay?
A little bit too apologetic there, Vivian. No need for that. Shorten it up. Your tone changed to apologetic, and I want law of authority. Wonderful. I'll call you next week to make sure you got it. Is there a day that's best? Right? Something like that. I mean, obviously you got to give enough time. It just sounded a little too apologetic. Let's listen to the rest.
All right, sounds good.
Thank you.
Yes.
Okay, I look forward to speaking to you then. Thank you.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, not bad, but we got to segue into the next thing, right? So just and Karen's having trouble getting to that next thing too. Oh, everybody does for some reason, because we teach you this first beat first because you can't go to B until you get through A, right, Vivian? Right. So the whole emphasis is on this package, but you and I love the Autumn and I share a lot of the same thinking and therefore the same language. We want to do business. We don't care about anything else but doing business, right? So all of this is nothing more than a lead up to doing business. So remember why you're there. The package is going to be what is the equivalent of a benevolent or a good Trojan horse. If you don't know the story of the Trojan horse, right? They rolled it through the gates and out popped the soldiers to attack the fortress. In this case, we want this package going like a horse that opens up and there's benevolence in it. There's good stuff for these people. It opens up and everybody participates in the good stuff. That changes the relationship. I'm going to say this 3 times. That changes the relationship. That changes the relationship with the consumer who said yes to send it. I just taught this to my kids. A couple of them are athletes and they're talking to coaches back and forth at colleges to get their foot in the door. And I said, now send a physical thank you card. Oh, just send the digital. It's fast. I said, dummy, send the card. It changes the relationship and it starts opening a competitionless lane because you took the time and the care to put together real information and you actually fulfilled. Who does that these days? Hardly anybody. So we're starting to develop a unique selling proposition way. Got it, Vivian?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So we got to get next, finish that. May I call you, or authoritative? I'll call you next week to make sure that you got it. Today's Friday. Does Friday work for you? So you give them 7 days. Control it, right? Yes, that does. Right. That's fine. Wonderful. Thank you. But now they're almost like looking for you to say more and you're like, okay, bye. So you want that segue. Write these words down in big block letters. Oh, by the way, while I have you, it looks like a beautiful home. Why were you trying to sell it in the first place? Then go quiet. Because we just bridged the gap with, oh, by the way, while I have you, we bridged the gap into the intuitive part of the call. We finished the robotic fulfillment. Think Amazon. And now we're into the psychological game of getting them to read their mind aloud like a palm reader, right?
Right.
So you ask the provocative question, quiet, and let them tell you. Listen, not just hear them, listen. Saying to yourself, logically, is that a real reason to sell or not? If it's a real reason, go right at them 9 to 10, the 1 through 10. Wow, that's a pretty big reason to sell. On a scale of 1 to 10, how motivated would you say you are? Right? So, and you try to clarify because what you're doing is you're walking the ladder for the next value. We have 2 value steps. 1, the package. 2, the visit from Eli with the package and the insight. Got it?
Right.
But the second, the gap is where we go from robotic to intuitive. All right, let's listen to one more for you. Here we go. Felicia.
Hello.
Hi, Felicia.
Yeah. Hi. This is Vivian from Compass Real Estate.
It's good to meet you. Yeah. Just let Henry talk to you, okay? Because my English is not so good, okay?
Sure.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Hello, this is Henry speaking. Can I have you?
Hi, this is Vivian from Compass Real Estate. So I'm calling you because I saw your beautiful home online and noticed that it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you something that will help you sell it next time. May I do that?
No, thank you. It's off the market. We take it off the market. We don't want to sell it again. Thank you very much for calling. Thank
Do
you.
you possibly think you might be selling it in the future?
Not shortly, not in a short time. So thank you for calling.
All right, good.
Thank you. You have a very good day.
Yeah, good job.
You too.
Yeah, good job. I mean, sorry, I had to mute you. Your mic is so loud. So you can unmute me again. But that was good. She kept going, even though he was shuffling her off to Buffalo, as I like to say. She did her best to keep asking, and I like that. So if I'm sitting there and I'm Eli and Desi, I'm satisfied that you did your best you could. He rushed you off the phone and was not interested in you. And we're dealing from a position of plenty, Vivian, so we don't need to sit there and beg this guy. So these are all good. I would expect that never, ever, ever, ever wait again and say, oh, I have him for a call next week. Why? Why is there a gap on that first one where you're waiting a week to get the information for the guy? It should have been taken care of in that moment. There's your adjustment for that one. And in both the first and second call, you know, if you get the guy or the second call, go into the second part of the script. And by the way, when somebody puts you off and says, oh, no, I'm keeping it. Oh, your plans changed, right? That's a good segue when someone's trying to rush you. Oh, did your plans change?
Okay.
Right? Because that's that intuitive part. And that's all in the mind map. So you make sure you get with Desi and you have that full mind map. Eli and Desi, you want to add anything to this? Any thoughts?
No, I'll definitely. I believe she has the mind map, but I'll make sure that she gets it this week, and then we'll set up the Zoom call with Eli to go over, what he does in his presentations.
Yeah, good.
So that way she knows, that part of it.
Awesome. Good follow-up, though. But Vivian, beautiful tone. Just watch the apologetic tone when it creeps in. But I mean, you're very engaging. Okay. Yeah, beautiful tone in general. Just Autumn's advice is always to inflect down, which tends to bring in the authority on the other end of the line. Just be careful of question marks, right?
Right.
Yeah. A real question mark can be asked with authority, right? Why?
Right.
Did your plans change? Right? That's authoritative.
Okay.
Oh, did your plans change? Right? See what I'm saying? We can make the same line sound dramatically different. Think, I am the authority here. I'm going to control this call to a clear outcome so that the people that I work with are going to know that I brought it to a true conclusion. And by the way, getting rid of a guy like that with a true, clear conclusion is part of the job. That's good. Job well done. There's no nebulous or cloudy moment there at the end of that, right?
Right.
So good. And by the way, some people might train you and say, oh, you could have said this, you could have said that, and you couldn't. Nope. Believe me, this is so dang hard to get these people engaged, to accept the product, to let us in the house, to let us get the listing. Stick to the ones that want to play the game. There are plenty of them. You just have to find them. Okay?
Right.
Good. All right. Very good. Let's go on to the next ones. I have Lee. I don't see Grant. Grant, did you send him to Danny Boy or the Realty Classroom?
Let me check here real quick.
Yeah, resend them to Realty Classroom. Sarah Corey, I have Jada's call here. I'm going to go to that next. And then Lee, I think you sent some too. If you're on, let me know you did.
Is it Danny at the Realty Classroom?
Nope. Danny.griffin@therealtyclassroom.com. Okay?
Okay, got it.
All right, here we go. Jada.
Hello.
Hello?
Hello, I'm looking to speak to Abhishek.
Yeah?
Hello, Abhishek. This is Jada calling from Metro City Property Group with Remax. The reason for my call is because you had asked us for a free home evaluation at your address, 29 Brightside.
Yeah.
And I was wondering if I can get that information out to you. I just had a couple more questions for you.
Yep.
Wonderful. So first of all, how many bedrooms and bathrooms do you have in the home?
So there is 4 above grade
Mm-hmm.
and 1 below grade.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are 2 bathrooms, full bathrooms, and 1/2 all above grade.
Okay, wonderful. And garage space?
2-door garage.
2-door garage. And how about the basement? You did say there's 1 below bedroom. Is the basement fully finished?
It's fully finished, but there's just 1 bedroom and a roughing for the bathroom.
Okay, perfect. And then is there anything else about your home that is unique to the other homes in your neighborhood in terms of renovations or whatnot, or it's pretty self-explanatory?
So the kitchen was done in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
And then there's a new 2021 floating deck backyard, and then there's a storage shed which is new, and then it's a big lot, like it's a 5,200 square foot lot.
Wow, that's wonderful. Okay, perfect. So while I have you on the phone, what was the purpose of requesting the evaluation?
So I recently purchased this, and like I happen to have some change in plans. I'll be looking to sell within like say 5 to 6 months time. And actually, I'm moving out of Canada, so that's why I'm trying to sell.
Okay, whereabouts are you moving?
I'm going to Australia.
US. Oh my God, one of my favorite countries ever. Do you know exactly where in Australia you're going to?
Sorry?
Do you know where in Australia you're going to land?
Melbourne.
How exciting is that? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, wonderful. Okay, so your time frame is kind of pressing then. It's important to start the process sooner than later. Can I ask, are you working with anybody else right now on the sales?
All right, here's my problem with this so far. I think you did a good job of going through more basic things, bedrooms, bathrooms, special features, get the basics, because there's some time. And I know we've gone back and forth about this, Jada. And I like that I was waiting for my geez, how long before she gets to the reason, right? So what I don't hear, and you're already gear shifting into it, is that you didn't quite finish the fulfillment. Okay, wonderful. So I'm going to take these things down, and what I'm going to do is this. Where's the value in his analysis? You're shifting already into an upsell here based on his timing. Am I right?
That is correct.
Okay.
Yes,
Yep.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. I want to hear from you.
Basically, with our new script, the way that I'm trying to map things out is by feeling out that motivation. I found myself in the past scripts just kind of going back and forth, saying I'm going to send out the information, send out the package, but then I figure out that they're a little bit higher motivated than that. I'll go, and then I backtrack and go, better than that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to send somebody out. But it was too much going back and forth in my language. And so I kind of, in the last couple of weeks, and speaking to you about refining our script, have been going a little bit more in a straight trajectory and trying to figure out that motivation, and then going directly to that either appointment or either sending out that package has been my vision, and it's been working. But I understand your perspective.
Yeah, no, it's. I think it's working. I think in this call, there are things I really like. I mean, you have engaged this guy in a pretty good relation. I mean, you've done a good job, because you see what you did in the beginning differently was you took your time by genuinely being in the fulfillment business. He asked for something. And my feeling is, if we're going to put out marketing that offers an online home evaluation, then we need to fulfill. Now, that means a lot of different things to different people. If it's just some sort of tacit, lightweight thing online that nobody ever calls, that's one thing. But we have professional telemarketers, so we have to arm them to be successful. And I think if you're going to pick up the phone regarding a home evaluation, you need to fulfill or qualify that fulfillment, right? It's like, hey, Jada, it's Danny calling from Amazon. Reason I'm calling is because I saw you ordered the Bomba socks, and we weren't quite sure. Were you looking for the 3-pack or the 2-pack? The 3-pack. Wonderful. Was there anything else I could add to the order for you today, or was it just that? Nope, it was just that. Wonderful. Super. I'm going to send those out too, and I just want to verify this is the correct mailing address. Is that right? Yes, it is. Awesome. Hey, just curious, why were you ordering the socks today? Well, I'm a runner, and I run a lot of ultra marathons. Really? That's super. So hearing that, I mean, when's your next marathon, right? I don't know if you know that we have these running sneakers on sale. Love to send you, a link to it. It's super sale, super discount, 30%. You know what I mean? Follow me in any business. And I'm trying to make one up in retail, that it's this ascension ladder always that we're walking. And in our case, they're not buying anything. We're giving them something, right? So we have to fulfill all this free stuff in our business, which makes our business wacky hard, because, that we're selling all this free information that's crescendoing up to this. And now you get a lot of wonderful information because you took your time on this call, right? You didn't just jump up and down on him. But here's where I hear the gear shift, right? It's almost like, and maybe this is just me and I'm overly sensitive to it, but it's almost like you've just switched into telling him what to do, right? It's super subtle, but it's almost like you switched into telling him what to do, which we want you to ask for the order, but listen to it with me for a second. I'm going to try to go back a little bit. I'm at 252. Let me see if I can go back a little bit. Okay. Let's just listen. The tone goes, and I think you too much on the Australia thing. Oh, wonderful. That sounds great. I assume work, maybe, but you don't even have to say that. Wonderful. When do you have to be there? See, you were there. Australia, wonderful. When do you have to be there? He had volunteered it, and I can't remember early, when, but I loved it. May I ask why you were asking for this? And I even wrote down, were you looking to sell the property or were you looking to refinance it? You could lead the witness, right? You can lead them. And then the last category is, no, I was just curious. All right, now bail out, pull the parachute, right? Wonderful. Let me just get this information pulled up and we'll email it over to you. If there's any other reason to sell or refinance or do something with the property, you'll know where to find us, and we appreciate if you keep us in the loop. Boom, out of there, right? Follow? So, you could just throw out the refi. I just wrote that down, probably because my brain's on that, because I was going to talk to Autumn and Kathy about helping my wife pick up refis, because sometimes you're talking to somebody and they might want to refi, right? So maybe your lender, if you're close with them, etc. But just out of curiosity, were you asking for this for the purposes of selling the property? Just like that, right? Just nice and smooth. And then that's going to back them into a corner, yes or no, right? Oh, you were just curious. Now you can bail out and you can map this out, right? And you should. Oh, you're just curious? Wonderful. Let me get it to you, right? And close them out fast, because every second that goes on here in these calls, as you know, is killing your ability to do business, right, Autumn? That's the key phrase. Like, Autumn gets defensive when she hears, stuff we hear on this call. We're doing business. If it doesn't lead to a conversation, in a house with me, like we're very swift to 86 that. So the idea here is this is way better, because I hear the real Jada fulfilling in the beginning, finds out, what's going on. He actually gives her timing, and then it's like it just changes tone. Let's listen.
Actually, I'm moving out of Canada, so that's why I'm trying to sell.
Okay, whereabouts are you moving?
I'm going to Australia.
Yes. Oh my God, one of my favorite countries ever. Do you know exactly where in Australia you're going to?
Sorry?
Do you know where in Australia you're going to land?
Melbourne.
How exciting is that? Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, wonderful. Okay, so your time frame is kind of pressing then. It's important to start the process sooner than later. Can I ask, are you working with anybody else right now on the sale of your home?
No.
Not currently, okay. And are you available if I were to set you up with a sales representative to come in and do an in-home evaluation? Would there be a time that you see fit in the next couple of days for you, possibly early next week?
So the thing is that I'm not doing any in-home right now.
Okay.
Since there's still time, but I just wanted to get an idea of how much the house is currently worth.
Okay. So what I can do for you is on my back end of the office over here, I can provide you with an area analysis as to how the homes similar to yours are selling on the current.
All right, this is too much, like way too much. This doesn't sound scripted to me, is it?
I mean, not exactly.
Yeah, it does, because it's not. Like, it's just not. If it is, you're not reading it. Let's put it that way.
Okay, no, I am not reading the script at that point. You're correct.
You need to tighten this up. This is just getting really long and sloppy after a really good start. So let's just go through this. Your first beat on this was, I think 3 questions is enough. Bedrooms, bathrooms, special features. Boom, get out of Dodge. Wonderful. Okay. And then maybe even tell them, super, what we're going to do is take a look at those, the specifics and try to, get you the solds that look most like yours in the neighborhood. And we'll get those out to you. We'll also throw in a copy of our 7-step plan in the case that you're thinking about selling it. Were you thinking about selling it? Do you need that? Do you know what I mean?
Mhm.
See what I mean?
Yes.
Like 1, 2, 3, and what you're sending him. Tell him what you're sending him. Because here we are way down the end and you're babbling now. Now you're lost. Now you're saying, look, on the back end of my office and that, what? You follow me?
Yes, I do.
Well, that's nothing. That's saying nothing. Those are word whiskers that we're filling as we stumble looking for where we're at. Autumn has a good technique of saying, put your thumb on your script. Where are you at? Okay. So I think the order of things, the more I listen to you do these 3 questions, bedrooms, bathrooms, maybe a 4th one with square footage and special features. Okay. But I like it less because you can always backtrack to, all that stuff if you book an appointment, right? So bedrooms, bathrooms, special features. That's what I would do. Wonderful, fulfill. I'm writing that down. The next thing would be fulfill. What's in it, right? 5 comps that sold and a copy of our 7-step plan, or you could use that as, I'm going to send you 5 solds around you so you can see what the market's bearing currently. And by the way, may I ask, was this for a sale? Because if you're thinking about selling it, I'll include our 7-step plan. There you go. That's how this goes. Got it? That's super, super stupid simple. If it's for a sale, then what I'd be happy to do is include our 7-step plan. Yes, it is. I'm thinking about moving to Australia really when? Inside the next 6 months. Bingo. He's an avatar. Awesome. What I could do, 6 months is pretty soon. What I could do is actually have one of the agents visit the property and they could hand deliver a printout of these solds and the 7-step plan, take a look at the property and give you some tips on what to do and what not to do over the next 6 months to get top dollar. May I set that up? So it's just a natural, easy ascension, right?
Right.
Okay. Because this is way too long now. Now we're into 340 and it's getting a little bit lost. So let's listen to see how it ends.
Market, which will give us a guesstimation as to what your home would look like on this market. I'll send this out to you. I can mail it out at your address, 29 Brightside Avenue. I've got the postal code over here, K2S2B3. Is that okay?
Is it possible that you can email it to me? Because I've recently purchased the house and I haven't yet moved in.
No stress at all. Yes, I can email that to you. Can you confirm your email address with me?
It's ABHI.
Okay. Jetta, tell me what you hear today. It's an improvement, that's for sure. So tell me what you hear today.
You're absolutely right. I definitely babble. I'm a chatter. And I think that when I hear, it's not an excuse. When I hear, there's a little giggle at one point when I congratulated him on the Australia and it got me all excited. And from there, I obviously went off script.
Yeah.
And then I just got to be comfortable and just flowy and just kind of, became unprofessional in that sense and lost my trajectory. I did still, send out the information. I called him this morning to ask him if he got that information. And we did end up booking that appointment. And it was, we are going forth with it, which ended up being great. Mm-hmm. But in that call, you are correct. I definitely babble as I'm doing right now.
Well, you know what? And again, I think I want that Jada talking to the prospect who she's following up with that needs more of that. That's where Autumn, and I'm not going to call Autumn a babbler. She's a relational person like you are. So I think everybody in this group, this is a really important conversation. Some of the telemarketing and sales for that matter, I'm super robotic when I first go through the initial walkthrough of the house. I show up, I look at the neighborhood, stuff right around. I look at the exterior of the house. I walk in. I've already looked at my sheet to get connected to what Autumn's information is on that seller qualifying questionnaire. Thank you so much for having me over. Do you mind giving me the nickel tour so I know what we're talking about? Those are repeated every single time, Jada. Every time. Walk through, we go through, I take notes mentally in my head. I'm really looking for special features. I'm looking for problems. Is this at or above or below average? Where am I at? Then I said, wonderful. Do you mind if we just set some information up over here that I could go over on the table? Can I sit across from both of you? Can we stand here if it's an empty house? What is it? Pull it open. I know, that you got some of the stuff, but just tell me a little bit again. It looks like you bought this house and you're flipping it. Is that right? Yes, I am. And on a scale of 1 to 10, you're definitely motivated to sell it now. Is that right? Yeah, I had a renter in here, but I'm a 10. Okay, super. Well, I just want to kind of take a look at this pinwheel here with you. This is my plan. I think you got a copy of the thick one, but you got all the way to offers. Is that what Autumn told me? Yes. Okay, wonderful. So what happened there? I don't even have to spend all that time with a guy like I had the other day. Jerry wants to, boom, boom. He's a high D, boom. Okay, wonderful. Tell me a little what happened here. Okay, well, down the street, I knew Eunice's house, and he got 1.5. It's a new benchmark. I think your price is normal. If you got some offers or you got close, wonderful. Let's just start there. Okay, good. And it was really robotic. Now, Jerry doesn't know that because he's there. Now, out in the driveway, the dog's running around, the son's there. Now I can go into Danny mode. I can talk about West Roxbury. He lived in Dedham. He grew up here. He hustles here. We're now making the human connection because it's appropriate, Jada, right? It's appropriate because we've evolved very quickly into that spot where it happens. It happened the week before with Bob. I was down in Bob's basement, and Autumn had done such a tee-up job where the robotics were there. Wait, Autumn, correct me if I'm wrong. Did we FedEx both those guys the package with speed? Were they both FedExes?
Yes.
Yeah. So Autumn made the call to be super, not just robotic, but speedy robotic. We need this package in their hands today. And I've given her green light. You spend my money. You think I need a FedEx. You FedEx it. Go for it. Because we understand that we can take that accordion of we've got to hit the first beat of getting this to them, change the relationship. And they both were like, wow, you really went out of your one guy, he inbound calls back. And he says, I got your information, right? So everything is so robotic and tight, but then she's on the phone with him and he's feisty. Both guys are feisty. And they're not easy, but now she's into, he even gave me a story today, Autumn, because I was turning in my car today. I was driving a Porsche Macan for the last couple of years and it was a lease. I turned it in. He goes, oh yeah, Autumn told me about the Porsche. And I said, yeah, you know what that is? It's a fancy Volkswagen. And she said, and he says, she burst out laughing. I'm telling that story, Jada, because she had that kind of conversation after the robotic stuff had been delivered. To see if on top of the robotic fulfillment, we are real people. And we are. And we're trustworthy. And so, again, everything inside the system. And I talked to him today when I picked up the key about, I'm telling you right now, Jerry, I shouldn't even be here picking up the key. It should be Laura because we got to stay inside the system to get this right. I'm the sales guy on my team. So everything, even transparently jotted to them, is systematic because that's why they want us. I'm not saying you can't be effective. Jada, you're the only one calling, even doing this, right? Who's taking the time that you guys are in Ottawa to take that kind of time to ask for the fulfillment? They're sending out something automatically. You know who your competitors are, and so do I. I don't have to talk about them. They're just generically sending stuff, and they're talking at somebody. This started to change here. And I think the reason why you're successful is because in the beginning, you did what we talked about a week ago or so, right? 1, 2, 3, fulfill. Okay. Here's what you get. These. And I wrote a note here. There's no reason to use the words guesstimate. Don't downgrade what you're selling to upsell the appointment. I'm going to repeat that for everybody. Don't downgrade what you're selling to upgrade. It should be crescendoing upward all the time. Wonderful. Here's what I'm going to send you first. This is exciting now, everybody. Here's what I'm going to send you first. I'm going to go with this information you gave me in the kitchen. Now I know it's probably in, higher end condition. I'm going to go in and I'm going to look for things at 3 bedrooms, 2.5 bathrooms, and special features like kitchens. I'm going to take a quick look and we're going to get you that stuff. Now that's going to be sold stuff. That's the stuff that really sold that was in your neighborhood with similar stuff. Any guesstimate on what you think it's worth? Because then I can tighten. That's another question. Any guesstimate on what you think what price range it might fall in? Well, why do you want to know? That's what I want you to tell me. Well, remember what I'm doing here is starting off what's sold around you And I'm presuming you're in a certain spot, but I don't need to do that if I'm talking to you. So if you can tell me what you think the range is, let's look at what's sold there, because that's the limitation I have with what I'm doing now. But if you have a real reason to sell inside this next 6 months, what I can do, ask you a few more detailed questions and send one of the folks out to see you. They can see the property. They can narrow this range down. See where I'm going? I'm crescendoing up, but I'm still excited about what's coming. Stop talking it down, Jada. That was my big note for you. Okay. Yeah, good job though. This is an improvement, but I want to see this scripted out. Sarah Corey, you with me today? She with us too?
I'm here.
Okay. This really needs to be scripted out because we don't want to unleash Jada until it's a prospect and there's a relationship, right?
Right.
Good.
Yeah, you're
Okay.
right.
Awesome.
Sorry, it's loud here.
It's all good. We get the kids and the kids.
I keep telling them to be quiet. It doesn't happen.
No, I get that already. I got 5 kids. I tell my teenagers and my 20-year-olds to be quiet on these calls and they're in the background. That's why I'm sequestered in the basement. All right. GVD, Lee, Andrea from Lee's team, brand new. Where are you? You have to unmute your mic for me if you're there. Andrea from Lee Stillwell's team, if I can get...
Yes, I'm here.
There you are, darling. How are
Yes.
you? Welcome.
Good. How are you?
Welcome. Aren't you excited to be in the hot seat with me today?
Oh yeah, I'm so excited.
Do you have your hockey helmet on? You ready?
Yes, I sure do.
All right, listen. So he sent me far too many of them because that's what he
I
does.
know.
Everything's overboard with him. So tell me which one you would like me to listen to. I have Juan, Dennis, Neil, Tom, Virgil, Scott. Any one of those in particular?
Go with, he really wanted you to play Scott first, I
Okay,
guess.
perfect. Here we go.
Hello.
Hello, this is Andrea from the Stillwell Group with Remax Success. I'm calling because I saw your beautiful home online and I noticed that it didn't sell. So I'd like to send you a free packet with information that will help you sell it next time. May I do that?
Well, we took it off the market because we didn't like our realtor.
Good.
Nice.
We found that he was just,
Let
he had other things of more importance, I think. So we just kind of just ended it with him, and we decided to stay there for the next 2 years, and we're just going to put a small addition on the house.
Okay, perfect. Do you have plans on selling it after 2 years?
Well, that's the intent. Yeah.
Okay, perfect. May I sing?
Okay, bad habit in the word perfect. It's like it's a word whisker like Jada, right? It's not
Right.
it's not perfect. He fired somebody, right? It's not perfect. He's given up hope, right? So just be careful of that. Again, normal when you're getting used to things, but we have to call it out. And in Autumn, I missed your note earlier when we were talking very early on in the first couple of calls. It was the word so kept coming up. Those are word whiskers, right? That's what they are. And we use them when we're nervous or we're not scripted. Jada just uses a lot of words. Some people just use one word. You're using one word, right? So you don't need those as segues because they don't fit the mood. Now, it's such a good call. It's meaty. So I wanted to stop it early. Here's why. Here's a problem with a realtor. He's not even saying that he changed his mind. He lost his job. He's not even saying that. He's saying, we don't like the guy. Okay. Well, that's too bad. Not perfect. Well, that's too bad. So did your plans change because of the realtor or did something else happen? It doesn't make sense, does it? Right? Why would a guy try to sell his house, have a crappy realtor, and they just can it for 2 years? Did he get that dejected? Now, Autumn and I have found out over time, they do get that dejected. They lose hope. Autumn, you want to speak to that for a second? If she's there.
All I can do is confirm what you're saying.
Yeah.
They lose hope and they throw in the towel.
Yeah.
Our job is to spoof them up again and find out if we can spoof them up again.
Exactly. And so that's what you're looking for is the opportunity there to say, this might be, and by the way, the reason I asked her to say it, she has spoofed up, as she just said, multiple people that have turned into big deals. Autumn, I would argue that Jerry Epstein that deal was spoofed up again, right? There was a lot of doubt and fear that they could get out of this. And in their case, they had a couple of realtors helping them. There were two of them, Andrea. And one was working outside the club and couldn't like get them the right thing because the people inside couldn't do it. And there was no orchestration of the two. I came in and went, da, 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 we'll find you this, boom, boom, done. It's crazy easy. The most beautiful product too that I had to sell for them. So it's stunning how often what this call right here is actually happens. They get terrible guidance. I'm not knocking the realtor. I don't know them, who it was or what they did, but this is a great opportunity. Oh, go ahead.
She also wants to find out if he started doing the addition on the house.
Yep. Here we go. Ready?
You some information that will help you sell it next time.
You're more than welcome, of course.
Good.
Okay, perfect. And I have your mailing address. Is it the 9801 Grayson Avenue in Silver Spring?
It is.
Okay, perfect. I will go ahead and get that on out to you. Now, it looks like a great house. May I ask why you folks are looking to sell?
Good.
We want to get out of Montgomery County.
Okay, perfect. And what would you say on a scale of 1 to 10 is your motivational level?
It's 10 being the most motivated. I'd say 10.
Yes.
Oh.
10.
Yeah.
Okay, 10. And but you'd like to wait, you said 2 years?
Just want my daughter to finish up high school.
Got it. There you go. There's the reason.
Perfect. Okay, I will go ahead then, Scott, and get that information sent out to you, and then give you a call next week to make sure you received it.
Well, I'm sorry, what was your name again? And you're with, you said Remax, right?
This is Andrea from the Stillwell Group with Remax Express, correct? I'm with Lee Stillwell's team.
Lee Stillwell, that's right. And I'm sorry, I didn't write that name. What was your first name? I'm sorry, I just haven't.
Oh, Andrea?
Andrea. All right. Yeah, if you want to email it or you just want to mail it, you're more than welcome.
Good.
Perfect. And while I've got you on the line, Scott, I know you said that, you're waiting for your daughter to finish high school. I would love to send Lee over so he can see what the property really looks like. He could bring the information and, give you an analysis of, what he thinks the house is worth if you're interested.
Well, I mean, I guess our biggest concern is we really don't want anyone coming over at the time, only because we are drawing for going in this week for our renovation. So.
Oh, I gotcha.
I mean, we're adding another 2.5 bathrooms, but. So I mean.
That sounds exciting. Okay, so you for this week. Okay. No, I totally understand that. Okay. All right then, Scott. I will let Lee know that. We'll send you out the information, and then, like I said, I'll give you a holler back next week.
Is he local in Silver Spring, or?
He's on 10244 River Road, Potomac.
Okay. All right.
Potomac.
Well, I do appreciate it.
Awesome. And is this the best number for me to reach you back at, the 240-507-3206?
Yeah, that's the best.
Okay, very good.
All right, Andrea, tell me what you hear. Okay. Andrea.
Yes.
Tell me what you hear. Critique yourself first.
Okay, well, yes. First of all, I used that too much. Perfect. And going through towards the end of the call, like it was not scripted. So perhaps I should not have offered when he said that, they were staying there 2 years to send Lee over. But I believe I did that because he said his motivation level was a 10.
I like it. I mean, I don't disagree. I think for a rookie at these calls, being a little bit nervous and fumbling over the words, I expect that. Just, you got to write that word perfect down and put an X through it. Right?
Okay,
I mean, really, even if it is
Right.
perfect, don't say it. Right? That's how badly it interferes with a nice flow that you have. You're actually, in my opinion, a very good listener, which becomes very important and is hard to do, especially when you're new. You really listened to his story and you got it. What you're uncomfortable with is what you're saying, and that will grow on you and it will be there. I don't have really a problem with you asking that because your intuition was right on a scale of 1 to 10. How motivated are you to sell? And he says a 10. And I thought your segue, like I was coaching Jada, the segue was more natural. Again, just don't get too apologetic there. Like I said earlier, well, I could, send Lee over and maybe, hey, you know what I could do if you really like? I know it sounds like maybe you're a little bit out there, but you had a motivation of a 10 and it sounds like you're renovating. Were you renovating to sell it? So you could get, as time goes on and experientially, these things are clues to ask other questions that branch off of them. Why are we trying to do the renovation? Was that just to enjoy the house better or was that to sell it for more money?
Perfect.
Because
Okay.
right? Because then it's because if you're going to do that, you're about to go in next week. Maybe you can zip Lee over. He'll bring the information while he's there. He takes a quick peek. He tells you what he thinks, right? Before you spend all the dough. If it's for you, that's one thing. But if it's to sell it, why don't you get an opinion from him? This is what he does all day long. Follow? That's experiential. And that's why we listen to these calls. And that's why we coach against the training. The training is the scripting. Everybody in this second beat is getting sloppy and they're all over the place. Everybody. There's nobody that I've heard that doesn't get a little bit sloppy in the second beat because we've never made that distinction. We're going from robotic and fulfillment to this intuitive back and forth. You're a good listener. Play tennis with logic. Try to relax because this guy wasn't really a fast talker, right? So you were fully in control of the pace. So I liked it. I thought it was good. This is a really good first call. Again, I'm not going to listen to them all. I wanted to pick the one you had, but that was good. Yeah. Oh, Lee, you're breaking up, but I hear you. Go ahead. Give a crack at it.
I just jumped in. I just pulled this off late last night, so I didn't get a chance to talk to her. But that call in particular, I think that all the calls I recorded, she's really good at listening. It's been Potomac, though, Andrea. And I think when someone asks you, I just say, yeah, our office is in Potomac, Maryland. And then the other thing I want you to ask Stan is, how do you think she should answer that? Is he a Silver Spring?
Yeah. Again, he's asking this geographical question, and it actually happened to Kathy early on, and she got caught like a deer in the headlights. I mean, she just wasn't even tuned in. We're so virtual. She wasn't even tuned into the address. She knows where we are in Austerville, but she got stuck because here she was talking to a guy here, right? Tell the truth. That's what you do. Tell the truth. I had somebody tell me the other day or ask me, and Autumn, it was Jerry. He said to me, when I was calling him back to follow up to try to tip this, he said, well, do you have a buyer for it right now? And I said, no, I don't. I said, for me, Jerry, what happens is when I get the product, I can focus on it. I can see who I have. But am I running around with somebody at 1175 in East Sandwich who wants to buy a house right now? No. But 88% of the time, it's going to be co-broke to co-broke. I'm going to be in there as soon as this weekend, even before it goes on MLS, trying to get people through there, trying to create conversations. Oh, my gosh. Honesty? That's what he said to me. Right? Because he knew it's bullshit when people say that. And so he just appreciated the honesty. So what I would say is mostly virtual, but the RE/MAX office is at X. So this is the area he covers. He covers Silver Spring. So it would be more my answer to Lee's question, everybody, would be more he covers this area. We have plenty of coverage right here. We are here. We do business here. I like Autumn's line this week. This is where we do business, Jerry. This is where we do business, okay? We're right here, and we're all over it. We're not big believers. Yeah, we're not big believers in all this physical space anymore. Our office is in our backpack and in our laptops, and more importantly, in your house selling it, right? And own that, because that's the way this business has always worked. And the perception is we're supposed to have an office. Why? Why do I need an office in Silver Spring? I need to give you my plan. Why don't you just get my plan first? Take a look at that. Let's not even talk about me getting hired yet. Let me just get you my stuff. I have a plan, right? I'm going to send you some information that's helpful to sell it with or without me. If you think that information's good, why don't you meet Lee? Then you can decide whether location or Lee is more important. If we just own our own story, honesty comes across, aggressively. And certain people want, in my experience, people want certainty. When they're going to do business, everybody wants certainty. Like I said today, when I turned my car and I said, look, you guys are buying it back. I'm writing a check for the small difference. I don't want any surprises. When I leave here, take care of this. Make sure this is done, or my wife's going to drive me crazy. She's a detail person. Make sure this is done, Matt. I don't want to get a bill for a tax thing or this thing. It's over, right? I want certainty when I do business. Who doesn't? Surprises, especially negative ones, are killers. But this is good, Lee and Andrea. Great start. Next time, Lee, try to give me only like 2 or 3 of them, and we can get a little bit more down the line, okay? But this is a great start, Andrea. Super. Bravo. GVD. GVD.
Thank you.
Where are we, bud? There it is. Okay, buddy boy. You're on deck.
All right. 66th place, Kelly.
Kel? It's a cool 6.5 million for Kelly. Here we go. Let's listen to this. Kelly's with us, right?
I am. I'm right here.
All right, darling. Here we go.
This is Nick.
Hey, Nick. I was looking for possibly the owner of LJG Kids LLC. Did I reach the right person?
Yeah, this is he.
Good.
Hi, Nick. We noticed that your home was online and it didn't sell, and we were wondering if we could help you with that.
All right, Kelly, what happens?
I was totally caught off guard because I had just gotten off the phone with David, Allie, Bud, Grant, and we had looked at this property and looked at ACC, the Arizona Commission, and found that we thought that Lewis owned it. I called Lewis, and I believe Lewis hung up on me. And so I just kind of went to the next phone number that I had in Turbo Dial. And so I was totally caught off guard. Nick, all of a sudden, is a little bit interested in talking to me and even saying that he had a part of this phone number.
All right, Kelly.
Yes?
There's a lot of noise in your head here, right? So the training, here is your gun, okay? It's called a script. I want you to sleep with it. I want you to take it apart and put it back together. Take it apart, put it back together over and over and over and over, so that when somebody breaks into your house in the middle of the night, you're ready.
Okay.
Don't ever make that an excuse again. Be ready to do business no matter what happens.
Okay.
That's training, okay?
Yes.
Because what you're not doing is following a script. And what you're doing, in my opinion, for the second time that I've heard it, you are trying to sell over the phone on muscle and personality because you have a ton of it, my dear. You are a massive positive, by the way, personality. You cannot do this on personality.
Okay.
Okay. You got to get the personality, put it aside for those prospect calls where the voice becomes more genuinely Kelly and positive, because it's prospect down the line. You need to be, when I dial the phone, if that squirrel pops up, sorry, now I'm a murderer, right? If that little target pops up, boom, it's simple. You're making it complicated because I'm going to have you listen to this again. You're getting too animated. And it's almost like I'm waiting for you to break out in song on Broadway, right? That's what I'm expecting. I was like, it's a Broadway thing, right? I'm waiting for it, a little tap dance, right? So listen to it. She's tap dancing. She's not scripting. Massive difference.
Oh, I don't have to listen to it again. I know.
Yeah, I know, but let's listen to the whole thing through and let's see, because it's so, you're so good. Just relax a little bit, but get away from all that bigness and get smaller. That's my best advice for you. Much smaller. Here we go.
This is Nick.
Hey, Nick. I was looking for possibly the owner of LJG Kids LLC. Did I reach the right person?
Yeah, this is he.
Hi, Nick. We noticed that your home was online and it didn't sell, and we were wondering if we could help you with that.
No, we have an agent that we work with actually from Walt Danley.
Oh, okay.
But
So
we might be parting ways with him soon. So what's your information? And I will, I'd love to call you back.
okay, that sounds great. When's a good time?
When's a good time? If you give me a call maybe tomorrow, we'll probably, because we were actually going to be meeting with him this week to let him go. So why don't you call me on Monday and we can get caught up then?
Oh, that will be great.
All
Nick,
right. Thank you so much.
Hey, Nick, in the meantime, if you'd like, I can send you some valuable information that will help you sell it the next time. Or
Let's just talk next week, huh?
okay, we'll do that.
All right.
Thanks so much. Have a great day.
Bye.
Okay, Grant, you critique her.
I think Kelly and I need to work and sit together so she knows what she's sending these folks.
Yeah. Plus,
what are you sending me? I mean,
plus you should role play. I mean, why are we talking about a package that's in the first 7 lines in the first 10 seconds? Kelly, it's Danny Griffin calling from Griffin Realty Group. The reason I'm calling is because I saw your beautiful house online and I noticed it didn't sell. So I wanted to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. May I do that?
Yes.
Kelly? Is this Kelly? Yes. Kelly, are you the owner of the MMC Realty Trust?
Yes.
Okay. Kelly, I saw that you owned this beautiful house that was online and it didn't sell. So I wanted to send you some information that will help you sell it the next time. And I just wanted to verify the address. May I send it to this address? Whatever. I mean, if it's still coming out of me fumbly, I'm where I'm at. He's got to get that information. And now you kicked it down the road. He wanted information, but you never offered it to him. And now you can't get it to him because now he doesn't want it. Right? If you just stuck to the system, but that's on Grant and I to make sure it's in your head. Grant, teach her the rifle over and over. These are the bullets, the packages. These are the bullets. The rifle is the script. Shoot the bullets. Shoot them. Shoot him. It's like, oh my gosh, well, are you coming over my foxhole and you're going to shoot me? Can you wait a minute because I got to go get my gun and my bullets? No, please don't shoot me. That's what this sounded like.
Sure.
Nobody's ready here. This is not being athletically ready, which is what we talk about here, now being introduced to you and Andrea. You all must be athletically ready. I'm ready. I'm down and ready. Here comes the call. Answer. Hi, Jim? Yes, Jim. I put my finger on the script if I have to. If I feel like I'm a super rookie, not, hey, I'm looking in my head for the answers and I'm chatty Cathy. Wait till that's appropriate where this guy is now, hey, thank you so much for sending the information. You know, I got in a fight with my partner and we're getting rid of this guy because he's just not the right guy. And because you changed the relationship. But if you're just sitting here trying to do it on muscle, it is so much more difficult. You can add difficulty at a level of 10x when you do it on muscle. Got it, Kel?
Got it. Thank you, Danny.
But you're welcome, darling. But that is on Grant and I to train you better, okay? Stay inside those guardrails, please, right? Yeah. Grant, role play. Yeah, just role play it. You know, have her sit there holding this, even if you guys are on Zoom or whatever, or if she's in the office, doesn't matter. Hold the package, look at the package, talk about the package. Same thing I said to Desi and Eli. Give her the presentation, attach her to this ascension value ladder, okay?
Okay.
Good job, though. I mean, like, you know, look, Kel, this isn't easy in the beginning because your resume brings you in with this big personality who's used to selling on muscle. So I have to retrain you, right? I want the muscle. I want Autumn's muscle. If you heard her talk to people, you know, once she gets them, holy crap, right?
Yes.
It's the real biggest version. But in the beginning, she has to keep herself small to clearly articulate what it is she's saying to them, right? What it is she's offering them. Cool. Yes. What, Grant?
Yeah, well, I said, and that's Kelly right there. She just needs to stick to the script to get them there. But once she has them and it's prospect time, she's going to control the conversation.
Yeah, I like what Autumn's saying here. There's a couple things.
I do too.
Because you're not the script, you're not on script, right? The script is the guardrails for both of you. That's a very important comment she's making, Kelly. The script is the guardrails for both of you, as it is for all of you outside sales agents that would be in the house. The infographic and the process through which we go through, that's all scripted. And I am telling you, I do not cheat it. And when I do, I totally cause myself 10 times the work. And I want to punch myself in the face because sometimes you get a high D and they pull you off of it, right? So Good stuff, though. All right, final calls for questions or calls or whatever else we have here today. Anybody have a comment or question? Outside sales are always welcome here, too. We just get all these telemarketing calls to come to me, so it dominates the call. Anybody? Team leaders?
I have a question, Danny.
Fire away.
This is Andrea.
Go ahead, Andrea.
Yes. Do you think sometime we could listen to a call where after the folks receive the package?
100%. I asked for those.
We wanted to do one of those today, but I don't think we did. I think Karen said, I don't think she had a couple of issues with that this week too. People who didn't.
Andrea,
follow up.
Andrea, the answer is absolutely yes. And that is a hyper focus for Alan, myself, and Karen. Karen was awesome last week and putting herself out there onto this platform with me and going. And that was where, thanks to Karen, we came up with the teaching differentiation. It's very robotic in the first beat. Finish the fulfillment, book the time to call them back next week, then segue into the more intuitive part where you are a palm reader, right? Hey, looks like a beautiful home. Why are you trying to sell it? Now they read their mind aloud and you know their whole story. You're like a genius. Oh, so you want to do that? Yeah. How'd you know that? That's what palm readers do, right? So we will definitely do that. And Kel, if you get any of them, anybody gets any second beat follow-up calls that they want to review, I would love a whole bunch of them. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Sounds great.
Yep. Awesome.
So Danny, Kelly and I will sit down, or we should sit down with and just talk about the package. We're going to go through the book, the Cloud CMA, the full presentation. I'll do a listening presentation with you, Kelly, so you can see what we have.
Yep.
And then we role play.
Yep. Yeah, just role play through, because Kelly is, so you'll have a lot of telemarketers in the group now. Some of them come in much more robotically oriented, and you have to open them up in the second beat. Others come in so big in that first beat, you got to make them smaller. So every telemarketer, I'm starting to realize, kind of has one of those camps they started. Kelly needs to get smaller inside the guardrail. So my recommendation, yes, exactly. You can't get to the big part until you get through the small part. How about that? It's a good point, Grant. Right? Yep. Go through the small door to get to the big door. That's exactly right. Right? So get smaller, Grant. That's where I do recommend role play with you and Kelly. I don't always recommend that role play is necessary. If they can have a real role play with a real client on the phone, great. But if that's what it's going to sound like, we don't want a guinea pig on real people like that.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, everybody. Well, listen, thanks for being here today. As usual, excellent stuff. Thank you for all of you that are brave enough to come and send me your stuff and take this critique. It's because I love you. I care about you all, and I want you successful. And business is ruthless. So it's the big bad wolf that's out there, not the little wolf that's in here. Okay? Just remember that. And I'll see you on the other side. Go practice this stuff, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Thank you, Danny.
You're welcome.
Danny.
All right, all.